Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome back to this channel. My name is Ishure Rungu. Today I want us to start with some interesting sayings that I picked from over the internet. One of them was by Rachel Zucker, who said, "Usually I avoid sugar, but sugar is like the most deeply satisfying addictive thing ever." Then another guy called Stephen King said, "Roland could not understand," and I'm quoting directly, "Roland could not understand why people go after cocaine and other illegal drugs, yet there is a free one and a cheap one called sugar." These are some of the sentiments of people that have talked or given comments about sugar in the past. And today I want us to talk about sugar, because there has been a quietly looming crisis on availability of sugar in this country and in the world over. So I was just doing some research and found out that sugar is retailing between 400 shillings and 490 shillings per every 2 kgs. That means it's a rise from, I think we were buying it at around 200 and something, almost double the price. And if you look at that, you see that there is a crisis that has been looming for the last few months, without even the fact that the government is planning to put some what we'd call like some tax on sugar, like 5 shillings per kg. Notwithstanding, world over there is a sugar crisis. Let me start by giving you some reports that have been given. For example, in May 22nd, 2023, Citizen Digital reported that there will be a looming sugar shortage in the country. In fact, they reported that statistics of Agriculture and Food Authority shows that local sugar production has dropped by 36% in April 2023. And imports have also dropped by 85%. They also indicated that this has pushed the price to an up, or to a high of 490 shillings. That reminded me that there were some trucks that had been locked out of Namanga border from crossing over because of, they were carrying sugar because of some some illegality that was happening, and something that they had not gotten, some letters they had not gotten. Then on May 18th, 2023, the Nation reported that sugar prices had increased by 32%. They also reported that Kenya weekly optimal stock of sugar had dropped by 80%, caused by diminished production by factories and expensive imports. In fact, they say that the millers were worried and they warned that there will be a 2-month shortage of sugar expected in this country, in Kenya. These are reports from 2 credible, news agencies that had done their research. In fact, they went further and stated that the yield per acre in Kenya had reduced from 75 tons to 30 tons. That is a significant reduction in production of sugar. Internationally, Bloomberg News reported, actually they had a heading that said, "Fears of global sugar shortage drive prices to a decade high." This is Bloomberg. They are saying that this is due to cuts by key growers who have reduced their production for the season, and indicated that in Thailand, the farmers were choosing to plant cassava instead of sugarcane, hence the reduction. They also said the production of sugar in France had decreased because there was a ban on a certain pesticide called neonicotinoid. Neonicotinoid, hence exposing the sugar plants into various viruses that usually affect them. And I think there was no alternative to that yet. They also reported that India is unlikely to allow exports of sugar. Why? Because they don't have enough in their own country. That is leading to why we have the shortage of sugar, and the price is increasing crazily all over the world. The European Commission reporting on sugar said that the world prices have increased significantly between 5% and 5.9% in the first half of 2023, and this trend is expected to continue for the second half of 2023. The Economic Times reported that actually the Economic Times had over 15 reports from different regions of the world talking about sugar shortage, increase in price of sugar, constraints in imports and exports of sugar, with headings such as "Sugar rally poses after hitting a decade high on shortage fears." These are just examples of news agencies that have reported on the crisis that has been happening slowly and very quietly, where people are occupied with inflation and all that. There was another crisis that was following up. That was the sugar shortage, and we have not been spared as well. And even if we can say that we're going to import sugar from Zambia or from wherever, it can never be enough. The demand is a bit too high. So it looks like it is time for us to look for alternatives to sugar. Because I don't know whether this crisis will be over in the next few months, probably to go all the way up to end of the year until the next season of sugar in the various countries. Then we'll be able to export cheap sugar. Otherwise, right now we're exporting very expensive sugar. I would say we need to reduce the consumption of sugar and find alternatives to this sugar, like we use like sweeteners such as honey and stevia. Above all, I think it's time to avoid sugar altogether. We all know that sugar does not help us in any way. Okay, well, it's sweet, but it does more harm than good. Yet it is so addictive that we can't do without. Today I tried to take sugar tea without sugar and it tasted funny because our taste buds have been accustomed to taking sugar. So just something to ponder about, and just to explain why we are having this crisis of sugar, or having sugar prices being very high. So as the leadership of this country is grappling with how to deal with inflation and how to deal with the finance bill and all that, the odds are also against them when it comes to the sugar industry, and therefore they have to think very hard on how to deal with that. Yet sugar remains one of the most consumed products in the world, not just Kenya. Therefore, it is time for us to rethink and see whether we really need to take sugar and train our sweeteners, they're called what? Taste buds, to not to take sugar and take something else. It is also a good thing to our honey producers. It is time for you to advertise your business. People are going to use honey on tea, honey in everything, baking cakes instead of sugar. So honey production should increase in this country, and we should embrace honey as an alternative to using sugar. My name is Geshure Irungu. I thought that that was interesting, that we have a crisis of sugar in this country and in the world over, and yet nobody is speaking about it, or very few people are talking about it. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. In here we discuss about personal finance and branding and development, and also investments. So if you've not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and share this video and very many others that you'll find on my YouTube channel. God bless you and have a lovely day. See you later. Bye.